Welcome to Integral Calculus. Chapter 1, the integration process. Up to now, we have been concerned principally with finding the derivative and the differential of a given function. Suppose the process is reversed. It is the derivative or the differential of a function is given, and we are asked to find the function. So the process of finding the set of all antiderivatives of a given function is called the antidifferentiation, or also known as the integration. If the function f of x is a function whose derivative is f prime of x equal to f of x on a certain interval of the x-axis, the f of x is called the antiderivative of indefinite integral f of x. So, kung given yung function na f of x, at ito ay kinunan natin ng derivative. So, the derivative of f of x is f prime of x, which is equal to f of x. Ang tawag natin dito is the differential of the function f of x. Now, dito sa integration, we are doing the reverse. So given is the differential, we are asked to find the original function f of x. The process is called anti-differentiation. When we integrate the differential of a function, we get that function plus an arbitrary constant c. We let f of x be a given function, which is the derivative of f of x. So, we can express this relation by the equation f of x is equal to the integral of f of x dx. This symbol is referred to as the integral sign. And the given function is referred to as the integrand. The equation indicates that we must find the function f of x whose differential is f of x dx, or whose derivative is f of x. When we integrate the differential of a function, we get that function plus the arbitrary constant c, and this c is referred to as the constant of integration. Integration by the general properties and the power formula. In these formulas, u and v denote differentiable functions of some independent variable, say x, and a, n, and c are constants. First, the integral of the differential of a function v is v plus an arbitrary constant c from the definition of an integral. So we must add the constant of integration c. Now, if we are going to recall from the differential calculus, the differential of v plus c is equal to dv. Now, since in integral calculus, we are doing the anti-differentiation, meaning if we are going to do the reverse, our property number 1 would be like this. The integral of dv is just equal to v plus the arbitrary constant c. So, makikita natin dito na yung integral nito ay mismo ito lang. Number 2, the integral of a constant times the differential of the function. So a constant may be written before the integral sign but not the variable factor. So if we have this integral of c dv, sinasabi dito sa property number 2 that the constant may be written before the integral sign, but not. Property number 3, the integral of the function of a finite number of differential is the sum of their integrals. So if we have the integral of the quantity dv plus dw plus other terms plus dz, this is just equal to the sum of their integrals. So pwede natin siyang paghiwa-hiwalayin. We have integral of dv plus the integral of dw plus the integral of the other terms plus the integral of dz. Now, applying the general property number 1, the integral of dv is v, the integral of dw is w, plus the integral of dz is z. And of course, don't forget to write the constant of integration, c. Number 4 is the power formula. If n is not equal to -1, the integral of v raised to n dv is obtained by adding 1 to the exponent and divided by the new exponent. This is called the general power formula. So if we have the integral of v raised to n dv, we will be having v, we add 1 to the exponent, n plus 1, divided by the new exponent, which is n plus 1, and of course, plus the constant of integration. But take note, n should not be equal to -1. Now, kung babalikan natin yung property number 1 natin, since kanina, we have the integral of dv is equal to v plus c. So, sa totoong buhay, meron tayo dito 1. So, any number raised to 0 is 1. So, ito yung totoong nangyari sa totoong buhay. So, we have v raised to 0 dv. And if we are going to apply the general power formula, sinasabi doon na we have to add 1 to the exponent. So meaning, the differential would be v raised to 0 plus 1 over 0 plus 1 plus c. And v raised to 1 over 1 is v plus c. And ito, yung nandun sa property number 1 natin kanina. The same, yung nandito sa property number 3, since we have the integral of dw plus dv plus dz. So we have here w raised to 0 dw plus the integral of v raised to 0 dv plus the integral of z raised to 0 dz. Applying the general power formula, we have 0 plus 1 over 1, so that would be w, and the v raised to 0 plus 1 would be v, plus 0 plus 1 for the z, we have z, plus the arbitrary constant c. Example 1.1, evaluate the integral of x to the 4th dx. Since dx is the derivative of x, so we can now apply the general power formula. So if we are going to recall, the integral of v raised to n dv is just equal to v n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. So here in example number 1, we have the value of n is equal to 4. So the integral of x to the 4th dx is just equal to x raised to 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 plus c. So we would have x raised to 5 over 5 plus c. Example 1.2. Evaluate the integral of the quantity 4x to the 4th plus 3x plus 5 dx. Integral of 4x to the 4th plus 3x plus 5 dx. So, sabay nating i-apply yung property number 3 and property number 2. So, sinasabi sa property number 2 that the constant may be written before the integral x to the 4th dx plus 3 the integral of x dx plus 5 the integral of dx. And then we will be applying the general power formula since dx is derivative of x and here dx is derivative of x. So we have 4x raised to n plus 1, so that's 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 plus 3x raised to, so in the second term our n is equal to 1, so that's 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 plus 5, property number 1, the integral of dx is x, and don't forget to write the arbitrary constant c. So we would have 4x raised to 5 over 5 plus 3x squared over 2 plus 5x plus c, and this is our answer. Example 1.3. So we are asked to find the integral of the quantity x squared plus 2 squared dx. Now, kung babalikan natin yung general power formula, we have the integral of v raised to n dv is equal to v raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. Ngayon, I would like to emphasize na yung v na to, na base natin, ay hindi siya always a monomial. So in this case, yung v natin mismo itong buong x squared plus 2. And so our v is equal to x squared plus 2. And n is equal to 2. Now, kung titingnan natin dito, yung derivative ng x squared plus 2, so if we are going to solve for the derivative of v, that would be equal to 2x dx. Since ang nakikita natin dito ay dx lang at wala tayong expression ng 2x, so hindi natin maa-apply directly yung general power formula. So what we are going to do is to expand the given function. So we have the integral of x to the fourth plus 4x squared plus 4 dx. So, review natin si algebra. Paano nangyari to? We have the x squared plus 2 squared. Ibig sabihin, we have x squared plus 2 multiplied by x squared plus 2. So, if we are going to apply the FOIL method, ano ibig sabihin ng FOIL method? The first term to be multiplied by the first term. So, it's the x squared times the x squared. So, we have here x to the fourth. Now, the outer multiplied by the outer, it's the outer term multiplied by the outer term. So, we would have 2x squared. Inner times inner, so we have here the inner term, that's 2x squared. And if we are going to sum them up, we would have 4x squared. And last term multiplied with the last term, so it's 2 times 2, so that would be plus 4. So that's why we have here the expansion x to the fourth plus 4x squared plus 4 dx. Another one, if we still remember in algebra, we have the x plus y squared. The binomial expansion would be x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. So, in here, yung x natin is our first term, that's x squared. So, we have here x squared raised to 2 plus 2. Yung x natin, that's x squared. And yung y term natin, that's 2 plus yung y term, it's 2 raised to 2. So, simplifying, we would have x to the fourth plus 4x squared plus 4. Now, going back, so it is just equal to the sum of the integral, property number 3, and yung mga constants, isusulat natin siya before the integral sign. So, we have here, integral of x to the fourth dx plus 4 integral of x squared dx plus 4 integral of dx. So, applying the general power formula, we have n plus 1 over n plus 1. So, this would be x raised to 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 plus 4x raised to 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 plus 4. The integral of dx is x and plus arbitrary constant c. So we have here x to the fifth over 5 plus 4x cubed over 3 plus 4x plus c. Example 1.4. So, again, the integral of v raised to n dv is equal to v n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c, provided that dv is the derivative of v. So, in example 1.4, our v is this term. So we have here x squared minus 5. Taking the derivative of x squared minus 5, that's 2x dx. And the value of our n is the exponent, so that is equal to 3. So kung titingnan natin dito Sa problem natin, we have the term x dx at ito yon. So, missing na lang itong constant na 2. So, ang gagawin natin, we have the integral of x squared minus 5 raised to 3 x dx. This is equal to the integral of x squared minus 5 raised to 3 x dx. Since yung kulang natin is this 2, so mag-multiply tayo ng 2 dito para yung term na to is the derivative of this term. Kasi from the general power formula, dv must be the derivative of v in order for us to apply the general power formula. So since we multiplied 2 here, what we are going to do is to multiply the reciprocal 1/2. Bakit? Kasi if we are going to multiply the 1/2 by 2, so that will be equal to 1. So hindi natin binago itong given na function. So we have here 1/2 multiplied by v. So in this case, our v is equal to x squared minus 5 raised to n plus 1. Our n is equal to 3, so that's 3 plus 1 over 3 plus 1 plus the arbitrary constant c. So we have 1/2 x squared minus 5 raised to 4 over 4 plus c. Simplifying further, we have x squared minus 5 raised to 4 over 8 plus c. Example 1.5. So we consider sine theta as our v. Now, so since we let sine theta is equal to v, the derivative of sine theta is cosine theta d theta. Now, kung titingnan natin dito, this cosine theta d theta is just the derivative of sine theta. So, if we are going to look again at the general power formula, we have the integral of v raised to n dv, that is equal to v n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. So since we have here our v, which is the sine theta, and dv as the cosine theta d theta, we can now apply the general power formula. So with this, ito yung sine theta has the exponent of 1, meaning your n is equal to 1. So the integral of the sine theta cosine theta d theta is just equal to sine n plus 1, so that's 1 plus 1 theta over 1 plus 1 plus c, since the cosine theta d theta is just the derivative of sine theta. So we have here sine squared of theta over 2 plus c. Another solution, what if we are going to let the cosine theta as our v? So we would have v is equal to cosine theta. So dv is equal to, so taking the derivative, we have dv is equal to negative sine theta d theta. So kung makikita natin dito, meron na tayong sine theta and d theta. So we can rearrange this as the cosine theta multiplied by sine theta d theta. So sabi ng general power formula, we have the integral of v raised to n dv is just equal to v raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. So makikita natin dito, if this is the v, yung dv natin must be negative sine theta d theta. So what we are going to do is this. We have cosine theta, so we will be multiplying negative here sine theta d theta. So since nag-multiply tayo ng negative sa loob, we are required to multiply negative dun sa labas. So that would give us, and kung titingnan natin dito, the value of our n is 1. So n is equal to 1. Since katabi niya na yung derivative niya, we can now directly apply the general power formula. So magkakaroon tayo ng negative cosine n plus 1, so that's 1 plus 1 theta over 1 plus 1 plus c. So this is equal to negative cosine squared theta over 2 plus c. Example 1.6, integral of the cosine x dx over the square root of 1 plus sine x. So what we are going to do is to rewrite the equation, and we would have cosine x dx, and the denominator would be 1 plus sine of x raised to the power of 1/2. And gagawin natin, iaakyat natin yung denominator, so that would change your exponent into negative. 1 plus sine of x raised to negative 1/2 cosine x dx. Now we are going to let this expression as our v, and we will be checking if this expression is our dv, so we can directly apply the general power formula. So let v is equal to 1 plus sine x. The derivative of v is dv, the derivative of 1 is 0, and the derivative of sine x is cosine x dx. Now, since this expression here is just the derivative of our v, so we can now directly apply the general power formula. And our n is equal to negative 1/2. So this would look like this. We have 1 plus sine x raised to negative 1/2, that's our n, plus 1 over n plus 1 plus the constant of integration. So simplifying, we would have one plus sine x raised to 1/2 over 1/2 plus c. Simplifying further, we will have 2. Yung 1 plus sine x raised to 1/2 ay magiging square root of 1 plus sine x plus the constant of integration c. Example 1.7. So in here, mamimili tayo if which term is our v and which is dv. So we have here the hyperbolic cosine of pi over 4 minus x cubed, hyperbolic sine of pi over 4 minus x. So, mas mataas yung exponent ni hyperbolic cosine compared to hyperbolic sine. So we will let this part here as our v. So we let v equal to the hyperbolic cosine of pi over 4 minus x. The derivative of v is dv. The derivative of the hyperbolic cosine is hyperbolic sine of pi over 4 minus x. Chain rule. The derivative of pi over 4 minus x is negative dx. So that would give you the dv equal to negative hyperbolic sine of pi over 4 minus x dx. And our n is equal to 3. So kung makikita natin dito, we already have the hyperbolic sine of pi over 4 minus x. So kulang na lang tayo ng negative. The integral of the hyperbolic cosine of pi over 4 minus x cubed sine hyperbolic sine of pi over 4 minus x dx is equal to the integral of the hyperbolic cosine of pi over 4 minus x raised to 3 multiplied by the hyperbolic sine of pi over 4 minus x dx. So since kulang tayo ng negative dito sa hyperbolic sine, so we will multiply negative here, and don't forget to multiply negative before the integral sign. So we have, since this expression is already the dv and this is the v, we can now directly apply the general power formula that says the derivative of v raised to n dv is equal to v n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. So this is equal to negative hyperbolic cosine of n plus 1, so that's 3 plus 1 pi over 4 minus x over n plus 1, that's 3 plus 1. So simplifying further, negative hyperbolic cosine of pi over 4 minus x raised to 4 over 4. Example 1.8, we have the integral of e raised to 2x dx over 1 minus e to the 2x squared. So we would have here, so ang gagawin natin, iaakyat natin sa numerator yung denominator natin, and that would be 1 minus e to the 2x. So yung exponent natin would become negative 2 e to the 2x dx. So we let this expression as our v, and we are going to check whether this expression here is our dv, so we can directly apply the general power formula. So let v is equal to 1 minus e to the 2x. So the derivative of 1 is 0. So remember the formula, we have the derivative of e raised to u is equal to eu du. So and here your u is equal to 2x. So your du is equal to 2 dx. So we have negative eu. So eu is e raised to 2x. And your du is 2 dx. So simplifying, we would have negative 2e to the 2x dx, and this is your derivative. As you can see, we already have the e to the 2x dx. So ang kulang na lang natin dito is the negative 2. So we are going to multiply the negative 2 in order for us to apply the general power formula. So we have the integral of e to the 2x dx over 1 minus e to the 2x raised to 2 is equal to the integral of 1 minus e to the 2x raised to negative 2 multiplied by e to the 2x dx. So, since kulang tayo ng negative 2, we have to multiply negative 2 here and multiply the reciprocal negative 1/2 dito sa labas. So, since this expression is now the derivative of this expression, so we can now apply the general power formula, which says the integral of v raised to n dv is equal to v n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. So we have negative 1/2 multiplied by 1 minus e raised to 2x. Our n here is equal to negative 2. So n plus 1, that's negative 2 plus 1 over n plus 1, that's negative 2 plus 1. Plus the arbitrary constant c. We have negative 1/2 multiplied by 1 minus e to the 2x raised to negative 1 over negative 1. So simplifying further, we have 1 minus e to the 2x raised to negative 1 over 2 plus c. Since we have negative exponent in the numerator, so ibababa natin siya, we have here 1 over 2, 1 minus e raised to 2x plus c. And this is our answer.